and welcome to PVAMU's Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Caleb Carter, and this is the show where we like to talk to some players and coaches about what's been happening during the offseason, what's been going on for those in season, and what to expect come next season. And today, joining me, we have a player from the bowling team, Miss Ashlyn Okazaki. Excuse me about that. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So, I mean, the bowling team just wrapped up. So I guess my first question to you would be, how did the season go for you guys?
Well, for us, season definitely started on a rough start, but after getting back into the groove and practicing, I think our team did really well, and we did definitely fight till the end.
Right.
So I think overall we did really well.
Right. Now we talked about the team, but when we focus on you specifically, I mean, we already know that the bowling team has a high standard when it comes to academic achievement. And you kept up that standard, being named to the National 10-Pin Coaches Association for the academic team, and you also bowled a 175 average, which is nothing to sneeze at. So how is it that you maintain being such a high achiever, both in the classroom and on the lanes?
Well, I definitely have a schedule written down, and it's important that I stick to the schedule. I have my bowling time of practicing, and I also make sure that I also finish my homework while asking for help and not being afraid to ask for help with my professors and stuff like that. So I definitely want to become an architect in the end. So I always try to be better.
Right. But now I wanna kind of rewind a little bit, right, to some of the early stages of your career, because you're from Hawaii, right? And we laughed about this a little bit before the show, because I mean, Texas is a long way from Hawaii, Prairie View specifically, right? So what made you come to PV?
Well, actually, I found out about PV through a national bowling tournament, which was located in Dallas.
Okay.
When I was a sophomore. And one of the coaches actually came up to my mom and talked about PV. And ever since then, it seemed like the first impression situation, PV got me hooked. And I never knew I wanted to be an architect at that time. But as junior year rolled around, I decided architecture is the path I wanted to take. And it just so happened that PV also has an amazing architecture program. Right. So it just so happened that it worked out for me.
Now staying on the topic of coaches, Coach Glenn White, we had the chance to talk. I think it was a week ago, and he's just a phenomenal coach. By all standards. So what role does he play in you guys' development?
Well, he definitely pushes us to be better, not only on the lanes, but also academically. And while we're practicing, he just definitely focuses on us being consistent and trying to strive to be better. And so I definitely think that he also wants to see all of us to succeed, both individually, but overall just as a team, since bowling is a team sport.
Right. Now, I wanted to once again rewind back to your time in Hawaii, and I wanted to read this out to you. And I wanted you to bring a bit of context to it, right? Because like I said, I'm not from Hawaii, right? So I mean, I want you to bring a little bit of context to it and what this accomplishment really means. So during your time in Hawaii, you were named to the 2018 and 19 Most Improved Senior of the Lee Ward League, and you also led all women in scratch points in 2019. So give us some context as to how difficult that may have been, to achieve that.
Well, being in Hawaii, definitely bowling is not a known sport. So we have to find different leagues to be part of.
Okay.
So Leeward was a part of one of my Saturday leagues, which has a mix of boys and girls. So I would have to strive to be part of the top and practice not only just on Saturdays, but on my own time. So after school, I'm grateful that my parents were able to take me to the bowling alleys and just practice, and my coaches would be there also for me and help me out to become the better bowler.
Right, and you talk about being at the top. That was at Hawaii, and you've kept that being at the top here at PV. But when we talk about, because the team is a fantastic team. I mean, us here at PV-TV, we're all fans of the bowling team, and you guys just have such outstanding players. I mean, you talk about Crystal Klein, right? I mean, Asia Wren, Ivelisse Reyes, and the list goes on. And you being the newcomer to the fold, right? So how is it, competing against them and receiving that maybe that extra push from them?
They definitely push me to be better.
Okay.
I always look up to them, not only that they're upperclassmen, but I also look to everyone on my team, even like the underclassmen, and they all definitely push me to become a better bowler because coming from such a small place where there's not that many girl bowlers to where I'm a part of a team that's like, well, we're all on the same level, and so I definitely want to be just like them and like become a better bowler and like just strive to be good both on the lanes and academically.
Okay. Now, when we talk about being a better bowler, because when I think of bowling, because I'm not very good, to be honest with you, but I see it as a very mental sport, right? It's a lot of muscle memory, because when you're on the lanes, although it is a team sport, right? You have your people competing with you in the competition. You need to be focused on yourself. You need to go in with the right execution and the right game plan to be successful. So how is it that you kind of block out all the noise and focus on your game plan?
Yeah, definitely for bowling, it is a sport that I don't think a lot of people know, but there's like a lot of cheering. So when you're on the approach, it definitely you have to get into like this routine of like, okay, I got to focus on my mark. I got to make sure I hit this point and like pick up my spares and just to like not only benefit, like you said, myself, but also the team.
Right.
Because we do want to succeed.
Right, and I'm gonna ask you this question for personal reasons. I mean, how difficult is it to pick up a spare, right? I mean, those splits can be pretty hard to hit sometimes.
Oh, definitely. If we don't practice it, it can be difficult at times, especially the corner pins. So during practice, Coach Best definitely emphasizes us to just shoot those spares just one after another, just repeating it.
Right, and I guess to begin to wrap up, I mean, because we talked about this also off camera, how you are an architecture major, and you probably will go into architecture after school, but architecture it's a pretty hard major to be in. I mean, you said that you guys have classes say from 6 to 9 p.m. right? So I mean, so in the field of architecture, what would you want to do in that field?
Well, hopefully I want to my main goal is to design my own house, definitely. But I also would be interested in maybe pursuing something in Disney Imagineering because it's a different way of viewing architecture. So I think either residential or going into something creative like that. Okay.
I mean, I to be honest with you, I really appreciate you coming in and sitting down with me. Trust me, if I see your name in the field of architecture, I'll be sure to try and buy a house that you have built. Miss Ashton Okazaki, thank you for joining us today. And after the commercial break, we'll be talking with head baseball coach Antoine Riggins. After the break, this is Coach's Corner.
STEM is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
What do an aerospace engineer, cancer immunologist, and bat scientist all have in common? We all have cool jobs in STEM fields. Whether it's building robots or learning to code, girls everywhere are finding their passion for science, technology, engineering, and math through positive role models and mentors. So dare to dive in, get connected, and explore. You never know what your future may hold. Learn more about these and even more cool jobs at shecanstem.com.
Hello and welcome back to PVAMU's Coach's Corner. And right now, joining me, we have the head baseball coach, Coach Antoine Riggins. Coach, how you doing today?
I'm doing fine. How are you, brother?
Coach, I'm doing good. You already know it's always good talking with you about the sport of baseball. And Coach, you guys just played a game yesterday, heading over to McNeese State, and things may have not have fallen the way that you have wanted. So tell us a little bit about the story of that game.
Well, the first inning. Pitcher missed some spots. We ended up giving up, 4 runs in the first inning, and we just couldn't bounce back from it.
Okay.
But from the first inning, the pitching held up. They just held them to 3 runs after that. And we had every opportunity to win that game, and we ended up leaving like 9 guys on base, and I think we ended up striking out maybe 10 times. So, I mean, out of those 10 times, we probably struck out 5 times with runners in scoring position. And you never give yourself a chance to win a game when you're leaving guys on base and you're striking out with guys in scoring position. So we missed out on a good opportunity to actually win that game.
Right. Now, Coach, last game withstanding, right, because we just talked about how things may have not have fallen the way that you wanted. But previous to that, you guys won a 5-game winning streak, right, until that was broken by Alcorn. And then most recently, you guys were on a 6-game winning streak. So, I mean, you guys have been playing a good brand of baseball. So what do you think has been the reason for that? What, clicking on all cylinders?
Pitching and defense, foremost, and then timely hitting. I think our hitting have came on around within, 12 to 15 games. We're getting timely hitting. We're getting good quality at bats. We strive on having quality at bats throughout the week, the weekend, and that is our goal, to go out there and have quality at bats to give us a chance to win. And we have done all 3, pitching, defense, and having quality at bats, and to give us a chance to win games often.
Right, and to that point of having those quality at bats, right? Because I've been in the dugout with you guys, and one thing that I heard the players always say when somebody's at the plate is they say pass the sticks, right?
Yeah.
You want to make sure that you either get walked or you get a hit so that the next person can come up. So talk a little bit about how well the hitting has been.
Well, the I was saying now is that we have to do whatever it takes, to pass the stick. You have to do whatever it takes to get the job done, and we've been doing that in the past couple weeks. We have a contest that we have every week that the most quality at bats, get a gift at the end of the week. And so a lot of guys thrive on actually, going to the plate and having quality at bats. And what that does is it gives them that sense of urgency to do something to help the team win. Especially when they get 2 strikes, when they do have guys in scoring position, how important it is just to actually put the ball in play. So it worked out for us for the past, couple weeks, and hopefully we can just keep it going.
Right, and Coach, speaking on that about how those guys, they want to compete to make sure they're doing the best job that they can at the plate. I want to ask you about one player specifically, Demarie Smith, right? He seems to be a standout guy. We had him on the show recently, and he's been on a pretty good hitting streak, doing well. So talk a little bit about him, because I know he's a graduate student, a leader of the team. So talk a little bit about him and his role.
Wow. Demarie have grown since we got him as a freshman. He was a 3-sport guy, and 4-sport guy in high school, and he was a little rough on the edges when it comes to baseball, but he's just a real good athlete.
Right.
He have paid his dues, and he have become a leader and our leadoff guy, and he's the guy that takes us to that next level.
Right.
So every time he's performing, he's doing well, we have an opportunity to win games. I consider him my son.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, our relationship is more of a father and son than coach and son, because it's sometimes it's bigger than just baseball. You know what I mean? And so with that relationship that we have, it actually builds a bridge with the other players on the team for what we need to do in order to get the job done as far as winning games. And we go as far as he takes us when it comes to us winning. So he's been a leader on and off the field. He makes sure that he's doing the right thing and the team is doing the right thing. So I hold him accountable and he holds his teammates accountable. So it's a great relationship. So
okay.
Yeah.
And Coach, that's honestly that's beautiful to hear, right? I mean, because in the sports in general, you always want to have a good relationship with your players. You want to know that they can trust you and that they know that the feeling is mutual. But when we start looking at because tournament play is right around the corner, come SWAC time, and you guys are currently first in the SWAC West Division, having a 6-3 record, but also tied with Grambling and Southern. So kind of give us the outlook, right, heading into tournament play and how you guys should fare.
Well, I mean, you know, as coaches on the West Side, we sit around, we talk about how the West Side is one of the toughest in the conference. And it's always going to be, or always come down to the last weekend or the last 2 weekends about who come out on top. To me, it's just whoever playing better baseball that day will actually win. You know what I mean? Like, you can go out and you can have a great game one day, and then the next day, you know, it's a dogfight.
Right.
You know what I mean? So outside is very competitive, and you know, you got to compete and you got to do everything that it takes to win. Sometimes you got to be perfect, sometimes you don't. You know, we just got to go out and keep continuing doing what we've been doing for the past couple weeks, and I like our chances at the end.
And Coach, because I know you guys have bigger aspirations than just winning the SWAC West, and we look at these new additions to the SWAC in Bethune-Cookman and FAMU in the East, and they're doing pretty well when it comes to their in-conference record. But I said this yesterday on Panther Sports Zone that I believe that here at PV, our baseball team has been separating themselves, right? Because although their in-conference record is pretty good, their out-of-conference record is where they seem to struggle, as opposed to PV, where we seem to play up to the competition regardless of who we play. So when we look towards and past the SWAC West, how do you think you would fare against, say, a Bethune-Cookman or a FAMU?
Well, my ultimate goal is, when I took this job 6 years ago, is to be competitive in conference and out of conference. When we recruit to win every game. Right. You know what I mean? So I just don't just keep our recruitment as far as just to win conference game. Bethune and FAMU, two good teams. And you know, we played FAMU at the beginning of the year. And they beat us, you know what I mean? So with us playing the way that we're playing right now, if we continue to play this way, it'll be tough for, you know, someone to beat us in a 3-game series. But we got to continue to do the things that we need to do in order to stay consistent on what we're doing for the past 2 weeks. So I like our chances with the way that we're playing right now.
Okay, and speaking of a 3-game series, we got a big series coming up this weekend as you take on our rival Texas Southern. So give us the outlook for that weekend.
Oh man, Texas Southern it's always a dogfight, man. It's weird too, because over the years we just don't play Texas Southern well. We play everybody well, but we do not play our rival well, and it doesn't make sense to me. But it's just the way it's been since I've been here. I think the first year was our first year here that we actually split in the series, and ever since then I think they've been taking the series away from us. But I think that with the way that we're competing right now, the way that we're throwing strikes, and the way that we're hitting, the way we're playing defense, the way that we're playing as a family, you know, I like our chances for this weekend. It's one of those things where when you sit back and you watch the guys play and you know, do all the things that you've been preaching from the fall start to take place, it's always a great sight to see. So I'm very happy about that. I'm just, you know, gonna keep on grinding and keep on pushing it and hoping that it'll continue this weekend.
Right, and Coach, to wrap up, you talked about playing as a family, and you know, me just being in the dugout and observing you guys, I can honestly say that the team does play like a family. They seem to all enjoy each other, and they're starting to build that continuity that you're going to need, you know, come tournament time. But I do want to end on this, because you told me about the bat board, right?
Oh yeah,
for the baseball team, and how you guys have some big plans coming up for him. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Easton Sandoval has been our bad boy for the past 2 years. He's been one of our biggest fans. You know, like we was in the tournament last year when we walked off, I think, in one of those games, and his dad sent us a picture of him, you know, just with his shirt off, and he's in front of the TV.
Okay.
He's going crazy.
Right.
And so today we have an opportunity to go watch him play today, and he don't know anything about it. So
Really?
I'm actually going to be the bat boy for his game today.
Okay.
And we're all excited. You know, we're going to finish up with practice today, and then we're going to go down there and support him. He don't have a clue about us coming. It's just amazing, man. I'm just waiting to see the expression on his face when he see that. So I'm excited about it, man.
Right, Coach.
Yeah.
And we're gonna hope that his parents aren't watching right now, so they don't spoil the surprise. But
Yeah. No, they won't.
right.
Yeah.
That's a great thing to hear, Coach. And Coach, it's always good talking to you. I mean, we wish you the best of luck come this weekend against TSU. And I know I'll certainly be there. I can't wait to see some good baseball. And that is it with Coach Antoine Riggins. Coming next, we're going to have the soccer coach, Miss Sonia Cavello. After the break, this is Coach's Corner.
What do an aerospace engineer, cancer immunologist, and bat scientist all have in common? We all have cool jobs in STEM fields. Whether it's building robots or learning to code, girls everywhere are finding their passion for science, technology, engineering, and math through positive role models and mentors. So dare to dive in, get connected, and explore. You never know what your future may hold. Learn more about these and even more cool jobs at shecanstem.com.
STEM is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
Hello and welcome back to PVMU's Coach's Corner. And today joining me we have the coach of the soccer team, Miss Sonia Cavello. Coach, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great, Coach. It's always good talking with you. And before we get started, you mentioned to me that you guys have a camp ID going on. So I wanted you to plug that to the people watching right now.
Yeah, we have a spring ID coming up this Sunday. Registration does close tonight at 11:59 Central Time. So any last-minute campers that do want to register, I highly encourage you to register today. It will be run by the SWAC champions,
Okay.
the players as well as the coaching staff. So just a great opportunity to work with the kids on the field.
Right. That's good to hear, Coach. And Coach, the last time we talked, we mainly focused on this past season about you guys winning the SWAC championship and how it was going through that. But now I kind of want to focus on what's been going on during the off season, right? Because last time you mentioned that it's a smaller group during this off season,
Yes.
so that may allow you to focus on the details of some things. So talk a little bit about that.
I think we've done a great job in regards to the spring focus. It is geared a lot towards strength and conditioning, to where we can get our players much stronger and be able to do more high volume in that aspect. But also working with small group, like I said, they've done a lot more reps. So it's different when you have almost 30 players on the field and being on the field for about 2 hours typically. So it allows us to get those reps in, pay attention to that small coach-to-player ratio on the field, especially in the spring. But allows us to support the players even more with that small group in the spring, to develop them in the ways that, you know, we're not always able to in the season, because you're really focused on a lot of tactical play than it is technical, very focused in the spring.
Right. And Coach, you mentioned you know, the weight training that you may have done, and I know you may not be the strength and conditioning coach, but give us a little preview of what may go down in the weight room.
The players work with Coach Eddie, and he's done a great job. He just started not that long ago, about a month and a half ago, so he's taken over that program to where, you know, they work Monday in the afternoon. They'll go in and do some work with him, whether it's a full body workout or doing some conditioning on the football field where they change direction and speed. They're out there Tuesday and Thursday morning at 7 o'clock doing that 40 minutes with them, and they usually come to us right after. So it allows them to already be warm by the time they come to train soccer. So, you know, I think they have a couple more weeks left, and, you know, it is going to be a big focus when they go home for the summer, just because the team won't be there around them. It's just going to be them, and they have access to our facilities in the summer or wherever they are. Some of them are out of state or they're more than 2 hours away, so they'll work with their strength coach at home as well. Okay.
But last time we talked about Savannah Powell and how she's been a standout, you know, freshman, just coming in and doing such great things. But were there any other young players that you see maybe during the off season who gaining their footing right, who you see they could potentially pop come this season?
I think Medina, our goalkeeper, she's a freshman. She's from Houston. I thought she's done extremely well and shown tremendous progress this spring. She just has the right mindset, attitude to want to get better. And it was just last week, she said, "Coach, I want to win everything."
Okay.
That's what she told me after practice last week. So it's just a great attitude to have. And she's going to do the work that she needs to do to get better. She's very coachable. Very open to feedback, and you know, us offering the tips, the feedback she needs to improve as a keeper. Coach Oscar works a lot with her. He's our goalkeeper coach, so he does a lot the one-on-one with her. So, you know, I think Haley has a great potential to be a great player. She's one of those players where when she has the ball at her foot, she keeps that ball really close to her body, can cut with her agility, very similar to Messi. I don't know if you know Messi, that's playing with PSG. Right. How when he goes and dribbles, he can go past players. She offers some of those magic moments, and it's great to see, because I don't see a lot of players that are able to do those little things.
And Coach, it's funny that you say that Medina said that she wants to win everything, because I remember the last time we're talking, those were the same words that you had said to me. But I want to talk about, because I had the chance to talk to one of your players, Miss Randy Player. And one thing that she said about you was that you offered a calming voice, right, for those young players, just getting their heads right, you know, going into the new world that is college soccer. So give us a little insight into what you say during those times.
Yeah, I think it's important for that transition when you're leaving like the club, the high school, and going into college soccer. It's really flipped. You train more than you play games. And when you're at that club level, you end up playing a lot more tournaments, a lot more games than you do training. And I think that's, you know, the moments to where, like, we touch on it, but we really help them on the day-to-day improvements and focus and provide our support. But I also have great players on my team that are older players that's been there, that really help also the younger players too. I've spent a lot of work on the older players to be able to be as strong as they are today, and it's just great to be able to you know, just coach those players, and especially players who want to be coachable and want to do better and continue to improve.
Right, Coach. And to that point, right? Because I wanted to ask you a little bit about this new class of players that you have coming up. We talk about the young players. Tell us a little bit about the recruitment class and what you expect to see from them.
Yeah, they're going to be big time. I'm expecting great things from them. I do feel that a lot of the players will be able to come in and play right away.
Okay.
You know, a lot of them play for some of the top clubs in Texas, as well as out of state as well. So, you know, we're looking forward to, you know, we just had a verbal commit, so I can't talk about her too much.
Okay,
but
right.
we're excited. You know, we're just waiting for her NLI to get back, but she'll be a great addition as well. So, you know, just looking forward to seeing the current players continue to grow, and then bring in that new class. I think they're going to gel very good. We've had a lot of time to really connect with our new signees. They're going to be there at camp on Sunday as well, and we already have a Zoom meeting set up for them next week. They're already working with our strength coach over the summer, so we're just excited. I know August is around the corner. It's going to come quick, and I know that they're just as excited to start their collegiate career as well.
Right, Coach. And talking about those new players, I want to ask you about. I'm sorry, because you had mentioned about how the players will gel, right, coming in, and every time that I talk to a soccer player, one thing that they always say is that they have a strong bond with their teammates. So was that natural, or did it take time? You know, just getting that together.
Yeah, it did take time. I know it wasn't the case when I came here in 2018, but now with everyone together on the same page, I've been here now for 3.5 years, so it's allowed me to really change that focus when I came in, and it's really the culture I've always you know, dreamt of building.
Right.
And it's nice to really see your players mature over that time, and be true great leaders and great people at the same time. I think it's you know, it's a blessing. I think you know, I know it's National Student Athlete Week, and I just told my players that, you know, I feel lucky to be part of their journey, because they could have gone anywhere.
Right.
They chose Prairie View, and you know, just working with them every single day has been a great blessing for me and my assistant coach.
Right, Coach, and that's great to hear, because it's pretty obvious that the team and you yourself have done a great job just getting the players together and making sure they're all on the same page. Because like we say, I mean, you guys have won 2 SWAC championships in 3 years. So I mean, it can't be said enough about how well you guys are being done. And Coach, before we get out of here, I do want you to plug that camp one more time, and I want you to look right into this camera and tell us about the camp that's coming up Sunday.
So the camp is for female soccer players ages 15 to 21. We have about, I think, 9 spots left. So get registered today. I will be retweeting it on our PVA-MU Women's Soccer page. First come, first serve. So hope to see you Sunday. Right, Coach, and hopefully that camp does well. I know it should do well, seeing as how successful that the team is. And Coach, I can't thank you enough for joining me today. It's always good talking with you about the game of soccer. And that'll be it for Panther Sports. I'm thinking about a different show. That'll be it for the Coach's Corner. Once again, I'm Caleb Carter. This is Miss Sonia Carvello. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.